Good morning. Oh my goodness. Let's try this again. It's
Wednesday. It's going to be a great day.
Oh, all right. We are having a good morning. Watch your arm hit the button here.
Okay.
All right.
So we get to make bunny butts this morning.
Yes, yes.
They're so cute.
Diana,
yes, we need to get that done.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't magically appear in your account. We do have to order it on your behalf. You will get it today. It was the end of the day yesterday, and we've been getting ready for this morning. So it should arrive in your Kimberbell account later on this afternoon. So yes, we always say 24 hours. So and that is why, because we have to.
Life happens.
Unfortunately, there's multiple steps on our behalf, but you will still have this video, and you can refer back to it. So we apologize, but it does take us a little while to get into that and get it ordered for you. So, but it will happen today, we promise, and it will happen very shortly. But that is why you don't have it yet. So today we have this adorable Kimberbell mug rug, and Lisa stitched it out yesterday and kind of hacked it.
I totally hacked it. There was no kind of about it.
Yeah.
I killed it. I hacked it to pieces. I took, so I actually thought about it last month when we were doing the February pillow. And I was like, how cute this would be using these as a pillow.
Yeah.
And so I thought about it last month, and I just, with everything that we had going on, and
it
didn't make it into my embroidery hoop.
Yeah.
So I spent the time last night. So I finished what I started last month. So I took the multiple pieces of the two piece that we had, and I made it into one because I was like, yeah, I don't want to do a multiple hooping. I want to have it finished in the hoop. So I did a finished in the hoop pillow.
Yes.
And I used the stitching for the one side with the plaid because I liked that quilting stitch there.
Yep.
And I went and found an Easter quilting design and put that behind the bunnies because I just thought that was too cute.
It is.
So that's behind the bunnies, and then I made them bigger. I changed the fonts because being larger, I thought that it would be, I liked this one a little bit more. I added a few of the flowers. I copied it.
Yeah.
And then added some fringe, and like I said, hacked it to pieces.
Yep.
And then added a fold onto the back.
So I'll let me pull the camera up over there, and we can show everybody what we have for
here's
here.
The pillow that I made. So it's got a lot of the same color scheme, but this is a different font, like I said. So it says Happy Easter. I spread it out. I made the bunnies a little bit bigger. I added fringe, which really is just you go into the, okay. I was gonna say you could scooch over on mine. It's open, I think, if that's easier.
Yep, I'll do that.
The fringe is really just a straight stitch down the side, and you put the fringe to the inside. So you stitch down that little casing edge before you put the back on. And then it will flip to the outside when you are turning everything. So I just did that simple envelope fold on the back, and so that's just that squaring stitch. So when I was all done stitching the top, I added the fringe on the ends and then placed my two folded pieces on the back, and here we are. So it's basically an oversized mug rug. With fringe, and then I shoved a pillow in there. It's basically what that is. But if you look really close, you can see this is a Kimberbell's Easter quilting. We've got eggs and little carrots in there, and then this is the plaid. Again, I took that from the Lucky pillow from last month. So this kind of stemmed from, did you find it? Okay. This stemmed from last month's Lucky pillow, and I was like, this would be so cute with these little bunnies. I want to have an Easter pillow, and so that's kind of where I started that thought. I have This is felt, not because I wanted felt, but I loved the color. So I thought that that would be a perfect little bunny. I did contemplate putting in some other types of things. So I thought about doing a glitter bunny. I just decided to stick with fabrics instead. So I had a couple different things here that I kind of tested. That one almost went in, but I decided on fabric instead. So that is my little, whoop, nothing like dropping what you're holding. There you go. So that is my little Bench Buddy pillow. So again, that's that 5.5 by 9.5. And that is Kimberbell's Palm and Tassel package. That is the tassels, of course, that is there. So just 5.5 inches on each end there. And I mixed and matched. There's a couple different pillows in the hoop that you can find from varying.
Yeah.
So I pulled up
A couple different versions.
a different version, so I made sure I had the right size and just kind of built that over top of it and then deleted the other stuff behind it. So I made sure I had the right size of everything. So I just made these bigger, and then, like I said, I edited that font because I wanted it to be just a little bit heavier font. So there's my little pillow.
Yep, and Diana, it is in your account, so you should be able to find. I don't know how long it takes for Kimberbell.
For the email to actually show up, but I
right.
think it's pretty quick.
Yeah, but it
So.
is there. So I have confirmed that it is physically there, so you should be good there.
So yeah, we are going to be working with leather this morning instead of either a felt or a glitter. Like I said, I had some of those other types of, I was,
Debating.
yeah.
Yeah.
I previewed those. I kind of went, and then I
Chose fabric.
decided to go with the fabric.
All right.
But you know, when you're working with those different things, it's not like you're going to put your head on one of these pillows. They're not that big, but you know, it definitely gives a different stitch out on top of those items. So you would need to. It was in March.
There we go. I pulled a March, but that was the wrong March. I did Embroidery Club instead of
Yeah, that wouldn't be
Digital
in there.
Dealer Club.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Yep. So we are going to be doing the large mug rug today. It is super cute. We're going to be working in the 8 by 12 hoop, and I don't know how long this is going to take to stitch. We can make this happen.
Yep.
So, but we are going to get started so that we'll continue to do our typical chit chat as we move. But we'll get started so we won't run too over.
No.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, I picked the hoop.
It's not this terrible. All right, so we're going to pop that guy up.
Yep.
The first stitch is, of course, where we're going to put, ooh, that's a beautiful picture of the arm.
Yes.
And there's the hoop.
Did we end up making more kits for this?
Yes.
Yes.
They're on the wall.
So we do have more kits available. I know in the description for this video, the links to purchase the design and the kits are there. So,
There's really nowhere to put that camera
No.
to not see the arm at some point in time.
no, so sorry.
So I'm just going to completely cover that up with the batting. You're not going to be able to see that for a moment. Your supplies will give you enough to make the larger one if you are purchasing our kit. You won't have enough to make both. You'll have to choose, but you will have enough to do either one. I had to super glue that fingernail down. It was trying to come up. I was like, I don't have time to fix you, so you're gonna have to stay there another day. So one of the, she called her a teacher. I'm not sure exactly, helpers, teachers, whatever at Caitlin's school is pregnant. And they're doing like a whatever for her.
Shower
So
of some sort. Yeah.
she wanted to make a gift. She said, "Do you remember that pillow that we made for Mrs. Marsh?" And I
Yeah.
was like, "Yeah." She goes, "We need to do another one." I'm like, "Of course we do." That's what we did last night. So,
That's cute. All right.
all right.
I feel like we just lay the fabric down and then that stitches the space. Is that correct?
Yep. We're going to do the white fabric first over the big section. So, and we do not need to trim the batting. It will be trimmed out later when we do the edges. So the section towards you is going to be the larger section, and that's going to be the white fabric. This does have a fusible backing on it. It's just going to help support all of those stitches. So we're going to tack that down. You want to make sure that you are covering both of the edge lines on that one. And again, if you can't tell, we are stitching with white thread. Are the scissors right there? I have a tendency to stick them over there when I'm... God bless.
Oh, sorry, guys.
And we're going to remove that little bit of fabric there.
So we are trimming the fabric that is above the line that we just stitched out.
And then you're going to take your pretty petals and you're going to put it right at that line. So I don't know if you'll be able to see that in just a moment, but it's literally going to be at the same line that you just trimmed from. You're going to match. So they'll both be like right at that line. And you'll see it in just a second as it stitches back across. And this is going to basically be that 1/4 inch seam allowance. So these two edges are matching, and we basically have that 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to give it just a little bit of love. We should have tried that other pen.
Yeah.
And I did starch all of these fabrics and pressed them all out before we got started here. Oof. I love this. I don't know what makes this so satisfying. Do you have that same feeling? It's just like, I just love to do this.
Yeah, they have no idea what you're doing though because they can't see you.
So I'm using a fabric roller, a seam roller, and I'm literally rolling that seam flat. It's just very satisfying. Okay, so what's going to happen now is there's going to be a square all the way around the outside edge. And again, you'll see that in just a second. Once we're not working at the edge here, you'll get to see more.
Yeah. Big hoop.
I feel like that big hoop, small, something.
Yeah.
Indian. I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm not sure exactly what that's. And we're back into the arm. All right, this is going to do a cross-hatching quilting design. And again, we have white thread in, which is going to do over both sides. Oh, for crying out loud, really? Good morning.
Good morning. gonna say I could turn the light up now. It's a little dark.
Next time we're paused, because it'll stop the machine, of course.
I know. I don't want it to, but it does.
Feels like it doesn't have anything to do with sewing. Why would it stop the machine,
Right? Doesn't make any sense to me. It should be able to multitask.
I mean, it can wind a bobbin and sew at the same time. Why can't it let me change the light?
Yes. Facebook wants us to know that we're live.
Oh, that was really kind of it to let us know that.
Wasn't that nice?
Would it let us know if we weren't?
Probably not. That was really funny this morning. We started the whole presentation, the countdown and everything, and we're like, good morning. And then I look up and I'm like, yeah, it didn't load. We're not live.
The little things. I have
yeah.
major thumbprints.
Mine are.
Fall it apart?
Yeah, I've got one of those
Newer
toppers
ones?
that don't stay on very well. Yeah.
They definitely improved when I got the new sets, but they're not like the original ones anymore.
Yeah.
This is big.
It is big. It's almost like a little placemat.
It is. It's like a mouse pad.
Yeah. I like it though. It's cute.
If you're going to go big or go home, right?
Right? Oh.
So we are going to do the left bunny first, which
Okay.
is I'm not sure that looks as good as we thought it did the first time. Was that one off? All the way over there. It's not any better.
It's a little bright.
No. It just looks.
Yeah, kind of dull. Do you want me to go look and
Yeah,
see
you
in
wanna?
the other drawer? Yeah.
I mean, that one's too bright.
Yeah.
Try the white drawer, second one. That's the stuff that we used to sew with. Is there like a creamsicle in there? So we're trying to find the perfect orange to go with this orange.
Nope.
Nope, she says nope. The orange is, of course, the first one. It's like somebody's making pillows. Did you see the pillow I made?
Make a new one? Oh my god, you turned it into a pillow.
I did.
Oh, Lisa. Oh,
Isn't it cute?
it is so cute. I love that.
Yep. So, So Sarah's off wandering, trying to find us a creamsicle color to go with our beautiful orange fabric. I'm going to do the placement line for our beautiful little
Right.
bunny. So the one on the left here is the orange, and
I found a Metler.
A Metler?
Yeah. What do you think about that one?
I like it.
That's the best one.
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry.
That's
I didn't
okay.
even move, and I got you.
This was a brother one, but it's a little too.
I like this one. Metler's been coming out in that clinch lately. Maybe we should get rid of it.
Right?
All right, so we have the placement line, which you guys cannot see because I stitched it in white so that we weren't just completely waiting for Miss Sarah. And we're going to completely cover that up, and we're going to tack that down with our creamsicle. So this is actually out of the Mettler line. And it is a Polysheen number 1362.
Yeah, that matches it really nice.
That looks perfect. Good job.
It's nice to have choices.
Lovely to have, like, what, 6, 7 thread racks to go from? Don't you guys wish you had that at home? All right, so we are going to trim these.
You got some space over there?
Not at the moment. Working on it. All right, so this guy is gonna come over here.
That camera just does not want to autofocus very well for us
No,
anymore.
I'm not sure what changed.
Probably zapping it too much.
Maybe all of the static electricity in this joint.
Maybe.
We
Wonder if
killed
the
it.
lens needs to be cleaned or something.
Maybe. Couldn't possibly be all the fingers that have been on it. So I am using my favorites, the 6-inch double curve. And apologies that we don't have the Femores in stock at the moment. They have been on back order for about 2 months. But we do have a couple other brands available if you are in dire need. We've got those really cool colors that we brought back from Novi. We've got them in the blue or the black from the European.
Mm-hmm. I used those this weekend. They were really nice.
They cut beautifully.
They do. Yeah.
Yep. They're a little
Stiff.
They're a little stiffer, but they cut
Really
beautiful.
nice.
So this is going to do just a little like a flowered edge around the outside. It's not a satin stitch, and it's not quite a candle wig. I'm not sure. It's different. Maybe it's a candle. No, it's kind of a flowery something. I don't know. Maybe it's a candle wicking. It just looks.
Yeah, it's a candle wick.
It looks different.
It's a variation of that. There's a couple different.
But anyway,
It's like an asterisk.
That's exactly what it looks like.
It's like a bunny butt.
It's a bunny butt.
Or a cat butt. I actually have cat butt fabric at home.
Really?
I do. It was called like cat bums or something.
Oh, we didn't do the light.
Mm-hmm.
Did we? Is that why it looks so dark over there?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
You didn't hear me just beep, beep, beep.
I-
I'm like, where the heck is that?
No. That was what I was doing when I was turning it down. I'm like, I obviously don't do this often
There are
because
so many pages.
nope. Yeah, being deaf is sometimes very convenient. You don't hear those little beeps and things.
Or the whirl
What
yesterday.
was that? I
No idea yesterday. It was such a high-pitched whirling noise that it actually was like hurting my ears. I was like, wow.
I get ringing in my ears often, but
Yeah.
I'm sure no one else hears
Hears them.
those.
Yeah.
So I used to ask, do you hear that? I stopped asking that question a long time ago. People just looked at me like, oh, it's very,
No.
very weird.
No, I'm not hearing the voices in your head today.
I stopped asking. People just, I don't get that odd look anymore. So, yeah. All right, so this is closing in on the finish of this This is a beautiful color fabric.
It really is pretty.
I might have to get a
I-
spool of this thread.
Since I've been rearranging the room, I realized how little Kimberbell fabric I have. I'm like, I got a whole shelf here that I need to put like some Kimberbell solids on. That would look really pretty. So
There
I
you go.
start collecting some Kimberbell
I
solids.
have, I've been reorganizing, so I bought a
Yeah.
whole bunch of containers, as you know. So I've been moving things around and getting a little bit more.
Yeah.
I have an entire shelf of glitter. All of,
Yeah.
actually I have 2 shelves of glitter, but, just less chaotic in
Yeah.
things and a little bit better placement and the like. And I need to find a new way to display my fabric because it doesn't all fit on the shelving that I have.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. All right, so the light pink leather is next, and we decided we were going to go with that guy, right?
I think so.
All right, so we are going to go
can do
with
that.
number,
ES302.
and that one is out of the SNL Thread Club kit. If anybody is following along and trying to find their threads in there.
Yeah, now we're gonna have to add this little one into
Metler
our
in there.
kit.
Yeah, that matches perfectly.
Yeah.
I definitely need that one. I don't own that color. I need that color. Though I bet did you I'm sure you didn't look on the F rack. Did you look on the F rack?
On the F rack. Oh, of course not.
I didn't think so.
No.
I think that there is a color in there that works that I've used in the past.
I'm like, is that one of the other brother racks?
No, that's ABC. That's the A and the B that we didn't get the C, but we have the C labels, but we got the B thread and the.
Yeah, the super
what?
confusing one. Yes.
When I was trying to explain that to the brother rep, he was just as confused as I was.
He was like, it sounds like alphabet soup.
It is alphabet soup, and not very well labeled alphabet soup. All right, so this is the piece of pink leather that was in your kit if you got our kit anyways. Matches perfectly, look at that. Beautiful. So you did get SVG files with your design if you wanted to have these cut. We talked about possibly doing that this morning.
Yep.
Maybe we should have done that, but we ran out of time.
We
So
did.
We were chewing the fat instead. At some point, I got a little cut there and there last night, and I just keep bumping them. I'm not sure what I cut. I think I might have cut them on the edge of my starched fabric. That's how much starch I put them on. Might have done a little too much starch. All right, so
There's no such thing.
there, right? No such animal.
Blasphemy.
Right. So we do want to trim right around there. There's going to be that same decorative edge stitched here. So there is a cover that's going to go over these. A lot of times there's not, but you're still going to want to make that as pretty as possible. Oops, there was a dip in there and I missed it. Because when I dip, you dip, we dip. Yep, that one. That was a terrible song.
Right. It was terrible.
What year was that? Oh yeah, I just butchered that. Oh well. It'll get covered up, thank goodness. So I usually like to bend up my leather. There's nowhere to bend this. There's too many curves. If I was going to cut this on my scan and cut, I would use my rotary blade.
Yeah.
For any of you out there going, I would totally like to do that. you would want a rotary blade to totally do that with.
Did you see her scan a cut? Yeah, I just got to plug it in and pull the number out of it so I can unregister it from me so you can register it.
Me too.
Get all my texts saying, how do I do this?
Might block that number for a little while. I'm just kidding. So, funny story. Shortly close to the time that I got my daughter's boyfriend's phone number in my phone, I don't remember why I got it. I think it was like Christmas questions or whatnot.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a couple crappy points in there, but we're going to hope that's covered up. There was an election, and I was getting all these election poll crap.
Yeah.
Okay, so decorative edge around there, same color, and that beautiful pink. And I was saying to them, you know, I don't even read them. You know,
Right.
they can't even bother with, hi, Lisa.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. So he thought it would be really funny, and he actually wrote like this fake poll thing that said, hi, Lisa, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I blocked him. Like I do with every poll thing that comes in, I delete it and block it.
Yeah.
Which they just choose another number. It's you're not really getting anywhere. But he couldn't figure out why he couldn't send me any texts. And for the longest time, I was like, well, I don't know why. And then we figured it out. So I'm going to do that
Yes.
there.
When
I'm not worrying about it here.
When you get to the decorative stitches, let me go to the other camera so you can show your pillow.
Yep.
They can see that. Here, when
So-
you do this part, when you're on the leather, sometimes it gets lost in there. It doesn't really, it just doesn't sit
So
real
you
nice.
can even see it a little bit in the felt, how it's a little bit sunk in, just a little bit into the felt. That happens in the leather a lot. So on the edging, I'm absolutely fine with it doing this. The only thing that it would do is keep it in place, but I actually don't really want to have to pull it out of these stitches.
Yeah.
Perfect, personally. So we do have our water soluble here. I'm going to put it in place with the decorative stitches so that it keeps those stitches up above and I can tear it off a little bit easier than in these. So the stitches are covering the edges of my leather and I'm good with what that's doing here. What I don't want it to do is sink in the those decorative pieces here because it literally will do that. And what happens a lot of times is the stitches don't even create themselves correctly
Right.
when they're stitching on leather. It's a great question. And you'll see what we mean when we get there. I'm not going to do it wrong so that you'll see the yucky way. But we've actually found that over time when they first started doing different things with leather, what did we decide?
I think I like
I
that
think
one
that one.
better. Yeah.
Yep.
You can. So we are going to use ES333. This is kind of like a raspberry.
Yep, and that is also in our thread kit. If you were going to substitute some really pretty hot pink glitter, that would also match.
Yeah, it would be really cute.
But we're not going to do that. But I have it here if you wanted to.
I saw some really cute variations of this on the Kimberbellas and Fellas website. People did like the 3 different shades of green and pink and
Yep.
teal for the bunnies. They were really cute.
Absolutely. I'm more teal or blue or
Yeah.
whatnot in general, but I actually really like this in the pinks. I think that it's
It's very pretty.
um,
Well, and this isn't like, it's not like so pink. It's shades of pink, but it's not like hot lips pink.
All right, we're going to tack this down in place. But to talk about that, when they first started doing things with leather, it wasn't in the instructions to cover the leather with water soluble. And of course, you need a topper, but you can't use a heat topper because you can't heat leather directly, and you need direct heat to make your topper go away. So the water is the only real option for a topper. But even that, you don't want to
Soak
douse
it.
your weather
Your weather in water.
in water. Your weather in water. They are both tearaway toppers. So in that aspect, you definitely want to tear away as much as possible. But the topper will keep your stitches above instead of sinking in, which is the goal in this instance. So the water soluble topper is there specifically because of the leather. And it is to keep the stitches above. So you asked, not sure why, there is your answer. And we will place it before we do the decorative stitches, which is coming up here. Got a little close there. All those little curves. Got this tiny little indent right there for his cheek that I tried to make a bigger indent over there. All right, got that trimmed, and now we're going to do the decorative edge on that one.
He's coming right along.
He is. You talk a lot.
Yeah, that's cute. Very, very cute.
We could even use for the words.
Yeah.
So we've got white flowers. We've got those other flowers. Use a combination of orange and pink, the creamsicles and pinks.
Yeah.
I just think they're so cute. We gotta figure out the quilting for that one.
Yeah. Sooner rather than later. I still think loops and balloons and
Yeah.
geometric type shapes would be perfect.
Yeah, nothing fancy this time around. All right, so at this time, we're going to switch back to white thread. I'm actually going to just take a section of this and tape it over the leather. What do you think?
Yeah.
course, don't want our foot to get caught when it's traveling from one piece to the next. So I'm trying to keep it
Taunt.
nice and tight over there. All right, so Connie, I've got that, I'm not,
See.
Sue, my bad. I went up one too many lines.
Yep.
I've got that taped down just over the leather, and I've got it nice and tight so that it will keep those stitches right above the leather. These are really cute.
They
But
are.
this is a couple stitches long.
A couple
It's a couple
stitches
stitches long.
long.
Yep.
Yeah. Which equates to like 10 or 15 minutes in Kimberbell time. Oh, talking is hard.
It is so hard.
Oh, so speaking of Kimberbell, we are planning on doing a. Do you think will we get through all of the Oh So Delightful this afternoon, or are we going to break that up into a couple of different?
So the only thing that I have been able to get through stitch-wise to really be able to discuss in any real knowledgeable sense is the So Happy. I haven't
That's
gotten
the quilt
to
part,
the
right?
quilt part.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't gotten to the
little
the
extra
projects yet.
Okay.
The extra projects do have vinyl and
Yeah, so
other
we'll do those
things.
separate.
So I don't imagine that they're super difficult, but at the same time, if you're new to some of those types of things,
Techniques,
it
yeah.
might be confusing or whatnot. So I have that in artwork.
The design.
Yeah, it's much bigger in artwork. I have actually burned that into wood. They got little butterflies on mine, like smelling or coming off the flowers.
That would definitely be hard to do on this scale.
Yeah, but some almost looks just like that.
Super cute.
Not that flowers coming out of the ground are that original, I guess. But
I mean, let's just say they're sitting in a meadow.
Yep.
We have bunnies everywhere at our house.
Same. Yep. Don't know. I think we've got a couple more slow ones down into that butt cheek over there. That is like burning right on that.
In the crease?
Yep.
Yeah.
These are just darling.
Do you want to hold the button so it goes slower?
You're ready to stop it. It looks like it's going to go right over it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, the back of the foot is already over.
Wow. Blew that right out of the water for me, didn't it? I was all ready.
Psych.
It said, nope. Fooled you. I think that one did, though. Piece of cake.
You were worried for no reason.
I was prepared for every reason. Always sounds different on leather, doesn't it?
It sure does, yeah.
Hear that popping. Sorry.
Oh, goodness.
So at this point, we really just have changing threads left to finish out the embroidery aspects, and then we'll tape the back pieces in place and then turn. So,
Is there prep work to be done to the back?
so the
Want me to
backing,
flip over on that a little
yep,
bit? There you go.
the backing pieces for this are fairly large. They're 8.5 by 12.5 pieces, wrong sides together and then pressed. So we will be putting them with the folds in the center overlapping, and then of course tape over that fold so that the foot doesn't catch, and it will do that squaring stitch all the way on that. And
the advantage of that is that it's completely finished on the insides of those, as opposed to like just a fold in.
right, yep.
It also gives a little bit more.
It gives it a little more substance too, because it's heavier instead of, even on pillows where it tells you to just do that, I prefer there to be a little bit more going
Yep.
on. And a lot of times if it's something that I'm doing a zipper on, I'll put like a fusible
Yeah.
on it to give the backing more
a little
substance.
more stuff. Yep.
Because I don't like that thin feeling on that fabric. I'm just afraid that if there's stress on it somewhere, that it'll.
Just pop.
Yep. So, but that's really all I did here too. But you get that nice feel.
Yep.
There's not that little seamed edge in there that sometimes pops out and looks weird.
Yep.
So you get that whole finished piece all the way from side to side. So, and it doesn't matter which one you put up.
True.
Sometimes you're like, which one do I have to put where?
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
so that doesn't matter at all. So these are the only fabric pieces that we have left to put in to the project, and there is a little bit of stitching left. As we said in Kimberbell time, the white flowers here are about a 10-minute stitch in this machine measurement based on what we've got going on in this machine. The letters are going to be the next longer. We've got about 5 minutes in there, and then we've got little flowers, which are only a couple minutes. So we still have probably another 10, 15,
15 or 20 minutes, depending on.
something like that left to go. But all in all, for this large of a stitch out, it's not that long
No.
of stitch time. So gotta go back and get that little one in the middle.
Right.
There's a definite shadow in the back.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Caitlin picked all of the thread colors for the pillow last night.
We have some IKEA cabinets in our bedroom, like the Kallax versions, and they're standing up, so they're 4 tall. And Felix, our gray cat, he likes to sleep up there, so he has like a fleece blanket, like a little bed up there. They love to be high.
Yep.
And it's not too far from the foot of the bed, but it's kind of up against the wall. And for whatever reason, he just watches us when we're sleeping at night. And as soon as you roll on your back, he jumps from that onto you, like onto your belly. Because now you're laying flat, so he can lay on you and be obnoxious. He doesn't like it when you sleep on your side. So it's like he just watches.
Waits for you to roll over.
Waits for you, yeah. So he always does this to Dave. He rarely ever does this to me, except for last night. So Misty, my orange cat, she doesn't like it when I sleep on my side either. She wants to like nuzzle into my neck. So she comes up on the bed and she's like meowing in my ear, right? So I turn over on my stomach. As soon as I turned over on my stomach, Felix flung himself onto me last night. It scared the crap out of me.
Wakey,
I
wakey.
woke Dave up. He's like, "Are you okay?" I couldn't breathe. I didn't have any air left. I'm like, "Oh my God." I'm like, "I guess now I know what you've been talking about." Darn cats. Oh.
Yeah, our oldest, Fred,
Walks on you. So, and he'll even do it if you're on your, it doesn't matter how you're sleeping.
Yeah,
And he can't see either.
right.
So he'll start, and I'm sort of close to the edge of the bed, and I'm always afraid he's going to fall off me and
Right.
literally
Right.
go right off the bed. So he's
he's literally walking up my,
the side of me, like on my hip. And,
Yeah.
And I'm like waiting to catch him. He walked all the way up my leg last night,
Yeah.
up my hip, up my ribs, and I'm like, what are you doing? And then he just slid down, put his butt, and then slept
Yeah.
on top of me with his butt like at my stomach. And I'm like, what are you doing?
They're crazy.
Yeah, I always joked around that he thought he was a cat even when he was a puppy because he would like go up around your neck and,
Yeah.
and curling. He would do that while I was driving. I'm like, no. You can't be up there while I'm driving. That's not good. It's very distracting. You can't be there. I'd take him down. He'd go right back. Like, no. But, yeah, he's definitely showing his age. He's fine, but he literally stops like in the middle of the hallway and he just stares. And you're like, what are you looking at? Nothing.
Right.
Absolutely nothing. He's just standing there. It's like he doesn't know where to go because he
Yeah,
can't
he's trying
see
to get his
anything.
bearings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Misty does that.
It's so sad.
it's just like,
What are you doing?
Yeah.
And he is very good at getting under your feet because, of course, he doesn't know where you are. So,
Right. He hears you.
uh-huh.
Yep.
But yeah, it's
When I was cleaning out my closet downstairs, we have china in there that my mom gave me, and it's not heirloom china from us. We bought it. My mom and I bought it at a flea market when we lived in Virginia Beach.
okay.
But apparently it's pretty popular, and it was made like, I don't know, like 40s and 50s or something. But David and I decided, we're like, well, let's just use the china, because like, why not, right? What difference does it make if we're not doing that? So they've got these little saucers. And so Dave's like, well, that's what we should feed Misty on because the plate won't move. So I'm putting her cat food on the expensive china plate this morning, just laughing, thinking to myself, there's probably somebody like just cringing at what I'm doing. But at least
Probably.
it's getting used, right?
Probably absolutely right there.
So my cat is eating on fancy china.
Yeah, about, it was sometime during COVID.
What color?
So
Do you want
I
the
think
lighter?
the lighter pink.
'Kay.
Yeah, let's go that one. So this is some decorative little flowers.
And this is ES 302. Is that 302?
Yep.
Yep, 302 again.
So there's a little pink one down at the bottom and then an orangish creamy one up at the top. So this is the bottom. And there's just these little dots that are around it. But yeah, somewhere, and it's been a couple of years now, I decided that I no longer even have like big family dinners. Really, I mean, for a while I was doing Christmas, and
Yeah.
I'm not even doing that anymore. So I'm like, my china that I got when we got married never was getting used, and I'm like, this is stupid. So it is it's my everyday
Yeah,
stuff now. It's
Yeah.
it's in my kitchen cupboards, and
yep.
and it's what Jeff never uses it. He uses the junk. He eats out of Tupperware more often than he eats out of a real
real plate.
real plate. But yeah. But yep, and I love it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm really glad I did. Why didn't I do this years ago?
Years ago, it's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
I still have my good silverware.
Sarah says her Shih Tzu does the same thing. Yes, right? They're part of the family. They should dine in expensive china.
Absolutely. All right, so that was, let's go ahead with that one.
This one?
Yeah,
Okay.
why not? So two, oh wait,
No, we're up at the
orange.
top.
We're at orange.
Yeah,
We need the creamy. Let's do that one. Sorry.
that's okay.
They just look darker. But yeah, I haven't put my good silverware. It's not silver, but it's better than. Okay, I was like, I thought that was darker than that, but that's because it is. Okay. It's got darker in the centers.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I went through a phase where I'm pretty sure it was my son now because I'm not losing as much now
yeah,
that he's
the
not living at
forks.
home. So somebody was throwing away my, or leaving them in other places in the house.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's no way I'm switching to that and losing those. So we have many, many different. Could almost use this, but
Yeah.
I mean, imagine how big of a hoop you'd have to have.
Right.
You could certainly have this stitched like in the corner of placemats.
Yep.
So you could take placemats like you could purchase, or you could create your own placemats and then just stitch this in the corner. So I think we want that dark one
Okay.
now.
Are we gonna do this twice for in this as the letters as well, or are we changing pinks?
What do you want?
I don't care.
Or do we want this one and do both in that?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, so we are going to put in color number.
ES 324. And we're gonna do the flower centers, and this is the same color that we're gonna use for the words too.
But it is a little bit lighter than what we did for the edging on the bunny. So we don't need those. That sounded really loud. Yeah, I don't even know how many different types of forks and spoons and, you know, those singles that you can buy at like Walmart and Target.
Yep.
Yeah. There was a time I felt like every time I was there, I would buy every one they had that was, it was like they saw me coming.
That's funny.
All right, so happy Easter. Coming right up.
We have our Disney silverware in the kitchen, which doesn't really go with the china, but who cares? I'm not trying to impress anybody.
Nope.
I have gotten a really unique collection of Minnie and Mickey Mouse china bowls at Home Goods and TJ Maxx recently, which are very cute. They we have some glass shelves. They look cute in the
Oh, I
glass
bet,
shelves.
yeah.
Yeah. That's when the police officer was like, I see somebody likes Disney here. That was pretty funny.
Yeah. I have a Mickey head salt and pepper shaker. They magnetize together.
Yeah.
You probably have that one too, more than
I
likely.
have seen that one, yes,
I've had it
for a long time.
very long time.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's still available. But I mean, it's really long time. And I feel like it's like, you know, one half is black and one half is white. And it drives Jeff absolutely nuts when we go somewhere and the pepper shaker has more holes than the salt shaker. But that's not right. You know, it should be the salt
Right.
has more than the pepper, which
Right.
is the appropriate way for those to go.
Yeah.
And it's obvious the pepper should be in the black one. I mean, that's
Right.
quite obvious that that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
And the other day he was using it and he looked at it, he goes, "Oh my God, these are wrong." It's like, you just noticed that after all these years?
Oh.
And I was just like, "Honey, it's always been that way." And he's like, "How did I just notice that?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Yeah, I have a lot of salt and pepper shakers. When I find something I think is cute or I like, I'll pick them up, and I wouldn't say I collect them by any stretch of the imagination, but I have a smattering.
Yeah.
But
These definitely stitch out weird, these letters.
I was just thinking that, like, this is why I was like, I'm not gonna use those. I like the ones I picked way better.
Right.
Which, like I said, I thought big. The ones I was like, I'm just gonna find something else.
There is a whole generation of people who cannot read this.
Absolutely.
Yes. We have some
Did
of them.
you see? Did you see? Oh, gosh, what was I? It must have been on Facebook or something. And there was a challenge that said they challenged a teenager to write their name without picking up their pen. Congratulations, you just learned curves. It was like, that's pretty accurate. And they don't know how to do that. My son can't read any cards written by my mother because she writes
In cursive.
in
Yeah.
cursive, and nope.
Yeah. It's really sad that there's a whole generation of people that can't read or write.
It's code.
yeah.
It's code. It's
code.
totally
It's
a code.
secret code, yeah. It's definitely our code around here.
I mean, I will freely admit I have my own version of, like, cross between print and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I have taken time to, at times in my life, play around with actual calligraphy and different things. And
Yeah.
if I take the time, I don't usually take the time, but I can.
Right.
And I have books that show you how to do this, that, and the other, and the tissue practice sheets and all of
Yeah.
that stuff, you know, and all the markers, and kids can't read half of that stuff. But then again, I can't do their math, and they can't do mine, so.
True.
That's why I just taught them mine. Like, you want my help with your homework, you got to do my math, because I can't teach you your math.
Yeah.
I actually had a conference with elementary school, or maybe it was middle. I think it was elementary. And they were like, well, you know, what? I'm like, hey, if you're going to send home homework, this is what you're going to get. I didn't learn that. How do you expect me to help them with that? That's a really good point, Mrs. Fellhauer. I'm like, so this is what you're going to get. Well, why did the neighbors' kids also do that? Because they all liked my way better. So they all came over and learned math at my kitchen table.
Oh, as if math isn't hard enough.
And like, they showed their work, didn't they? Yes. Could you follow what they did? Yes. Well, then leave them alone. I made them show their work so you would know what they did. I was a good teacher.
I still can't get over all of the wasted hours of doing math with pen and paper when the math teacher was like, it's not like you're going to carry
not
around
gonna carry
a
a calculator in your
everywhere."
pocket. Yes,
Oh, yes,
I do. All right.
What
So we
color
have
do we want?
one stitch left. Let's just put this one,
Okay.
because I already put the cream one away. White will work just fine. So we are once again going to completely cover. These are the pre-pressed halves. So we want to make sure that we are covering up both of our edge seams.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Both
You,
trying to
you
be
missed.
in there at the
You
same.
missed.
Oh,
Hang on.
so close.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. You
I hit the wrong button.
You
then.
did.
Yes, it's so hard to be me.
Not to mention that I didn't have the fabric down yet. All right, so we want to cover up both ends with that and then make sure that you have an overlap in the center. And then you want to put tape. You need to have tape at least on the edges. A lot of time, so this is the minimum, like this. I generally don't do that. I just do this because every once in a while your foot will travel through the center of the hoop and catch that middle piece and screw everything up, and it's just not worth it. So for that little bit there, it's just not worth having an open fold for your foot to get caught on. So every once in a while, it will travel from the corner back to the center of the hoop and pull something out and screw everything up, and we don't want that to happen. All right, and because it's construction, it's going around twice.
Yay!
All right. We just need to take that tape off and pop that from the hoop. And last but not least, get rid of all of our excess. You can, of course, use a rotary if you have one by you. I don't. We're going to go about 1/4 inch all the way around.
They can't see what you're doing.
Of course not.
There you go.
We want to make sure that we get a good turnout on the corners, so we're going to get rid of all that bulk. Once you've got all of the junk out of the way, And we're going to use that little centerpiece there to turn that through. Use your fancy dancy turning tool. And
Let me slide up a little. Thanks. So she's just using the little turning tool to kind of push into those corners.
And side 2. That's a big mug rug that you can put 2 hands in. Get the bulk of that with my hand, and then when you're doing that inside, you want to roll it. You don't want to stab, because you can undo all of your hard work by pushing through a seam. So you just want to roll towards that corner to get that where you want it. And then I do want to take that over and press. I do not want to put an iron directly on my leather. So if you're pressing from this side, you'll want to have some fabric sitting on top of that before you do, and get that to lie nice and flat. But there is an adorable, definitely enough for a good size cookie.
Yep.
And Mountain Dew.
And a giant cup of dew.
Giant cup of something. So that is the 8 by 12 size. And then again, there is my little alternate project. And again, I used February's file
For the pillow shape.
for that. And you could do some of that by just connecting those 2 files from February,
Yeah.
and overlapping this one on top of that. So you could complete that doing the same thing, you know, without software. I played a little bit in the software, but you wouldn't have had to have done that. You could do what I did,
Yeah.
just with those files, if you purchased February's files too.
This one is so,
So
cute.
very cute. I'm super excited. I'm going to have to make a teal one now.
Right. Definitely.
Absolutely. Going to have to do that.
Yep.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it answered any questions. If there's any more, you know where to find us.
Yep.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Take care.